Macmillan Audio presents Radicalized by Cory Doctorow. Read for you by Lameece, Issaq, Mirron, Willis, Wheaton, and Stefan Rudnicki.
The way Salima found out that Belangism had gone bankrupt. Her toaster wouldn't accept her bread. She held the slice in front of it and waited for the screen to show her a thumbs-up emoji, but instead it showed her the head-scratching face and made a soft brrrt. She waved the bread again. Brrrt. Come on. Brrrt. She turned the toaster off and on. Then she unplugged it, counted to 10, and plugged it in. Then she menued through the screens until she found Reset to Factory Default, waited 3 minutes, and punched her Wi-Fi password in again. Brrrt. Long before she got to that point, she'd grown certain that it was a lost cause. But these were the steps that you took when the electronics stopped working, so you could call the 800 number and say, I've turned it off and on, I've unplugged it, I've reset it to factory defaults, and... There was a touchscreen option on the toaster to call support, but that wasn't working, so she used the fridge to look up the number and call it. It rang 17 times and disconnected. She heaved a sigh. Another one bites the dust. The toaster wasn't the first appliance to go. That honor went to the dishwasher, which stopped being able to validate third-party dishes the week before when Disher went under. But it was the last straw. She could wash dishes in the sink, but how the hell was she supposed to make toast? Over a candle? Just to be sure, she asked the fridge for headlines about Belangism, and there it was. Their cloud had burst in the night. Socials crawling with people furious about their daily bread. She prodded a headline and learned that Belangism had been a ghost ship for at least 6 months, because that's how long security researchers had been contacting the company to tell it that all its user data, passwords, logins, ordering, and billing details, had been hanging out there on the public internet with no password or encryption. There were ransom notes in the database, records inserted by hackers demanding cryptocurrency payouts in exchange for keeping the dirty secret of Belangism's shitty data handling. No one had even seen them. Belangism's share price had declined by 98% over the past year. There might not even be a Belangism anymore. When Salima had pictured Belangism, she'd imagined the French bakery that was on the toaster's idle screen, dusted with flour, woodblock tables with serried ranks of crusty loaves. She'd pictured a rickety staircase leading up from the bakery to a suite of cramped offices overlooking a cobbled road. She'd pictured gas lamps. The article had a street view shot of Belangism's headquarters, a 4-story office block in Pune near Mumbai, walled in with an unattended guard booth at the street entrance. The Belangism cloud had burst, and that meant there was no one answering Salima's toaster when it asked if the bread she was about to toast had come from an authorized Belangism baker, which it had. In the absence of a reply, the paranoid little gadget would assume that Salima was in that class of nefarious fraudsters who bought a discounted Belangism toaster and then tried to renege on her end of the bargain by inserting unauthorized bread, with consequences ranging from kitchen fires to suboptimal toast. Belangism was able to adjust its toasting routine in real time to adjust for relative kitchen humidity and the age of the bread, and of course it would refuse to toast bread that had become unsalvageably stale, to say nothing of the loss of profits for the company and its shareholders. Without those profits, there'd be no surplus capital to divert to R&D, creating the continuous improvement that meant that hardly a day went by without Salima and millions of other Belangism stakeholders, never just customers, waking up with exciting new firmware for their beloved toasters. And what of the Belangism baker partners? They'd done the right thing, signing up for a Belangism license, subjecting their process to inspections and quality assurance that meant that their bread had exactly the right composition to toast perfectly in Belangism's precision-engineered appliances, with crumb and porosity in perfect balance to absorb butter and other spreads.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?